Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Princess Jasmine from Aladdin. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpie. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. There'll even be one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Alright, I know the pose I want to put her in. I just gotta see if I can pull it off, get her there, and make it look pretty. Uh-oh, I lost my picture. So the tricky part is, speaking of pictures, is I don't have her in this pose. I'm just kind of making this up and hoping that I can pull it off, because it's very specific. This is one, I'm going to be honest with you. So, truthfulness, I'm going to be honest about everything right here. This is one I was very hesitant to start. You ever been in that spot where you just don't want to start? You're afraid to put the pencils down or start drawing, and you're afraid you're going to mess it up? This is one of them, because, you know, I'm just like you guys, or I'm just trying to get it to look right, and for all I know, I'm not going to, you know? So it happens to all of us is basically what I'm trying to say. So don't ever feel nervous about, oh, I'm no good, or you know, not that I'm no good. That's not the word I'm trying to say. I'm sure you don't think that. I'm sure you got confidence too. But you know how you just get scared to start. And sometimes that's just how life is. It's just hard to get started, and you got to kind of push yourself to get going, you know? So what I was trying to say is, so that's how this one is. This is one that I was afraid to get going because I don't know. I just something about her. Now that I'm flipping through, I just realized it's too. Oh, okay, there we go. Woo! I was gonna say I don't even have a picture of her feet. Yeah, I don't want to mess it up. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. You know, I'm trying to get this to look right, and I don't want to mess this up. So I don't know. Looks like she's got heels on, but I guess I'm not drawing heels because that's not the position I just put the feet in. But yeah, I don't want to mess this up. I want it to look really good. And so long story short, what I was trying to say is I was hesitant to start this. And we all have that feeling, and we all have to just fight through it and get going, you know? Because that's all you can do is just tell yourself, you know, I can do this. I got this. And just power through. Power through. That's all I can say. So, again, I don't have pictures of her feet, so I'm just kind of guessing at this right here. And we'll just say that's how it is. Alright, so the other thing about this is, too, is a lot of this costume is transparent, like the or at least the pictures I'm finding, the like peacock looking design to it. It's more color, I guess is what I'm trying to say, than drawing. So I'm gonna give us something to draw, but it looks to me like color is gonna take care of most of it, and we're just gonna kind of draw a little bit of the detail, you know? So I'm playing around with the idea of her arms kind of out, kind of a kind of a whole new world pose, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Is what I mean is I got her hand just kind of extended out, and you can't see what I'm doing, but that's kind of the idea that I'm going with, is that it's out and offered and extended in a take my hand kind of pose. That's what I'm trying to say. Take my hand kind of pose. Let's go to a whole new world. A whole new world. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing. But yeah, also the detail in this too is very extravagant. So again, I kind of feel like there's only so much I'm going to be able to do, and I don't want to mess it up, you know. But hopefully I can get done quick with the sketch. So let me just draw this hand out real fast. Make it smaller because I have a tendency to go big with my hands. Like this. So do you ever feel that? Do you ever get that I'm afraid to start feeling, you know? That reluctancy to start, I guess is the word I'm looking for, because you don't want to mess it up. Well, try not to. I know that's like saying, you know, don't think about elephants, and of course you're thinking about elephants, but I'm just trying to give you some confidence to say you can do this, you got this, you know? Don't stress yourself out. All right, I think that'll work for that hand. This one, let's do Pretty Princess holding it up, elegant. Hand back pose. I don't know how to explain it, but I know what I want to draw. But that's okay. See, I say that quite a bit, that I'm not a writer, so that's why I can't explain things very well. But I can draw it. So. Okay, so I'm going to have the hand like this, all bent over, and it's back a little. The problem with this is I'm drawing a very tiny hand, so it's going to be hard, especially with that Sharpie. But we'll see what we can do. Okay, I think that'll work like that. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, it's a little smaller than I expected, but hey, I've got it. I figured it out. So we'll go with that. Let me just draw her head real fast, and I gotta reposition it because I have it over to the side a little bit, and I need to straighten it out. There we go. That'll work. Let me find a good picture of her head. See if I can kind of get her in this position. That's the other the trick. This and the fun of creating like this is she's not in this position, so I have to make it up. So it's tricky, but that's the fun of creating, you know? You get to make this. You get to decide. This is how I draw, you know? So, you know, I chose this. This is my decision to draw her this way. So you know, it's the challenge of getting it right, but also it's the fun of, yeah, but I get to draw whatever I want, you know? So I'm choosing to make this decision, you know, to pick this pose. Alrighty. Now the other trick is going to be is this is super tiny for these Sharpies. So I may lose a little bit of this detail, but we'll see. And the other trick is also going to be that I got to put her hair in here, right? I got to figure out how to give her that specific hair look, you know? Let's see. And I know it's got a certain look to it that I'm trying to capture, right? Okay, so I'm gonna do a big bulb like that. One like this, close it in. One like this. Let's see how it's. I'm trying to find some good reference pictures. I don't have a lot. Okay, and then just kind of go off like that. And I know it's kind of just, I'm making it up, so I can kind of get away with where I'm putting it. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. So I say we switch over to Sharpies. And I'm going to erase some of these sketch lines and move on to the confidence line. So basically anything that's sketchy is going to disappear, and plus that helps that the Sharpie will stand out more, not so much the pencil lines. Okay, so there you go. I think that's perfect right there. That's enough that I can draw, and it's gone. It's disappeared enough. I know that's not the right terminology. Again, I'm not a writer, that I can draw and get going. So let's welcome everyone that skipped to this portion of the video. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's in there to find the things that the fine point can't quite find. So I've sketched the entire thing out, and I've erased a majority of it, but I've got a small ghost of an image that I can work with. And I'm going to start with the face just to make sure I've got it in the right area, and start with the Sharpie pen because I can control the line widths much better. So I'm going to draw the top of the eyelid like this, the other one like that, just to see if I've got them about in the right spot. I do. It looks good for me. So I'm going to draw the iris. Draw it a little bit big. And then because this is so small, I can only put so many lines in here. I'm going to give her just a little bit of a pupil like that. And then I'm going to build off this. Now again, because this is such a small Sharpie, I can't draw the underside of the eye, so I can only play around just a little bit of line. If you're working with pencil, go for it. I just know how much this is going to bleed, so I have to be very careful. So I'm just going to kind of give her a little bit of a cat eye, like a little bit of a makeup eye, just to kind of represent eyelashes. Then do the same thing over here, bring it in just a little bit, and that's all I can really do for the eyes, unfortunately. That's color's gonna have to take care of the rest. So for right now, that's all I'm doing. So I'm gonna draw the eyebrows like this. Same thing over here. And because it's the side of her face, I have her turned just slightly. I can draw a little bit of a nose, just a bridge of a nose like that, but not much. Then I'm gonna draw one nostril over here. Then draw the bulb of the nose in like this and bring it out like that. And that's about all I can do because it'll bleed if I go any further. So I'm going to draw her mouth like this. And now I'm going to draw her lips. I just like to draw the open part of the mouth so I can build off of that. So for the lips, I'm going to come up here and do this. Then the bottom like that. And that's as far as I can go. So I can draw the jaw now, or the chin, I'm sorry. And I'm going to start to thicken it up too, because when I switch to this Sharpie, it's going to get really thick. And because I'm not worried about the inside of the face touching the edges, that's going to touch all these other edges. I'm going to try to marry or make it all cohesive to the rest of it. So I'm going to thicken up these edges just a bit. If you're working with the pencil, you don't have to do this. Again, I know what's about to happen, so that's why I'm kind of preparing for the whole look. Okay, so I'm going to draw a little bit of an earring over here, and that'll also give me an edge to work with. Like a start-stop point, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And draw a little bit of the ear. But the hair is going to come down into it, so now I'm just going to draw the hair. So I'm going to draw the front of her hair, and she has kind of a certain look I'm trying to get. So let me draw like the edge here. Then I'm going to do the hairline up kind of like this. Does that make sense? It will in a second. Okay, so there's the point right there is the middle. And so I'm going to draw like this. And again, I'm not going to draw all the hairlines. I just want to draw a few just to kind of accent where we're going with this. And then color is going to take care of a lot of this too. So I'm just trying to add just a little bit to get the feel of the hair, you know? We'll go ahead and just draw an earring over here as well. So I'm going to draw the other hair over here on this side, just kind of play around with that same look. So I'm kind of going for a cross between real and Disney. That's kind of why I was kind of exaggerating the hairline right there. And so now I mean, I'll be honest with you, I think it's time to switch over. So again, I'm not worried about the finer detail with that. So I'm going to switch to the big Sharpie and just draw her top part here. And see how thick that is? That's what I was talking about. See how big it's getting compared to the rest? That's why I wanted to prepare for that. Okay, so I'm going to draw her neck like this, and she's got a pretty necklace that we'll just do like this. We're not going to draw all the detail. I'm just going to draw a few little baubles hanging off. But I wanted to do something like that, okay? All right, so back to this. So I'm going to draw her neck back down over to her shoulder, and that's where the shirt is going to be. Couldn't think of the word. I'm not good with words. And her hair, because it's in those big held and then bulb, hold and bulb. I can't think of the words. Tied together. I'm just going to do like that. Okay. All right. So it'll make more sense in a second. You'll see why I did that. So let me find a good picture of her shirt to make sure I'm drawing it as close as I possibly can. So now I'm going to draw the outside and then come back in with a little bit of detail. So I'm going to draw the shoulders like this, the inside of the shirt, and then it's going to go over her breasts like this. Another one over like that. And I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to draw the outline and come back with detail. Or maybe I should do the detail. Maybe I should do the detail first. Let's do that. And I'm going to try not to spend too much time because I don't want to bog us down with all this detail, but it's pretty enough that I want to do some detail, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. So let's start here. Let's do something like this for that edge. And then it's going to have a design that comes all the way around the front of her breasts, and then a piece that goes down to the middle. So let's do the middle one. And that'll kind of define where everything else is going to go too. So it's going to come down here like this, and I assume that the whole thing is kind of based on almost like a peacock, right? Because that's what her legging is like a peacock design. And so again, I'm just playing around with the look of it, and it doesn't have to be specific. I'm just kind of playing around with the special details, but it's a pretty dress, you know? So I kind of want to get it as close as possible, or accent and, you know, represent as close as possible. That's the better word for it. Represent, not replicate. There's no way we can replicate it. And there's little things hanging down, so I'm going to just basically do this and then add the little things hanging down off of it like that. Again, I want to do all the detail, but we shouldn't. We should get on to other stuff because there's only so much we're going to get in here with this. And let's see. So there's another pattern like this, coming down, another pattern like this, and there's a line going up like that, line going up like that. And all this really should be taken care of with color, but again, it's so pretty, I want to do something, okay? Again, I'm going to do one more like this, one more like this, and that's just representing the edge. So I think, let's see, we'll do a couple here for the shoulders, a couple here for the shoulders, and the edge of the shirt like this, the sleeve. And again, I wanted to do it with this because when I do it with the smaller Sharpie like this, we're accenting, and that's really what all these are, little accents. So I say we're done. Let's move on to, well, we're gonna do her waist too, but as far as the shirt, let's move on to the big Sharpie now. So I'm gonna reconnect with the big Sharpie like that, and see how it's an accent. It's not the same thickness as this Sharpie. So there we go. I like that. That came out really awesome. So let's draw the edge here, coming down in like this. So draw this edge in here like this. And so see how when you got these nice little accent of thick and thin? Because we decided to do it like that. So, oh, that looks beautiful. How's yours coming out? Mine looks great. So let's go ahead and draw this arm over here. And this one's just kind of, it's bent back like this and up like this. So here we go. We're going to draw the shoulder to the bicep, underside of the arm to the crook of the elbow. And then I'm going to draw back up the forearm to the wrist, like this. And this hand is tilted back a little bit, so bear with me. We'll add some detail in a second, but I'm going to follow my sketch. So I'm going to come in here for the thumb, like this. Underside of the hand like that. The pinky is out in a little dainty finger up technique. I'm going to have her fingers like this, all bent in. And this one's a little higher, like that. So, does that make sense? There's only so much we can do with this big fat Sharpie, so I was just trying to keep it low, keep it simple. And hopefully yours came out looking good too. I like mine. Mine came out really awesome. All right. There we go. All right. So let's do this arm over here. And this was just out, basically. I'm doing that like you can see what I'm doing, but it's just sticking out. So we're going to draw the bicep. There's the shoulder to the bicep. And then there's the crook of the arm to the forearm to the wrist. So the backside to the elbow, to the forearm, to the wrist. See, pretty simple, pretty easy. And this hand's just out like that, pretty simple. So we're gonna draw the thumb out like that to the first finger. And again, I've already sketched this out, so I'm just kind of following my sketch. So to the index finger, to the middle finger, the ring finger, and I've got the pinky just kind of sticking out for more like this, more of an accent, more of a dramatic, it looks almost broken, but just for a dramatic edge, you know, sticking it way out, very like this, you know, that's kind of what I was going for. A little crazier than I wanted, but it's okay. And I'm just going to add just a few little hand lines, palm lines, just to kind of, you know, make it stressed and show that there's palm lines. I don't know why I'm trying to come up with a better word than palm lines. Palm lines is a very strong word, and it defines exactly what I was trying to say. So, real quick, let's add the detail that I wanted to do here, like I'm talking about up there. So I'm going to draw the I want to say like belt buckle, but that's not what this is. The middle of her pants. That's the best way to say it. And then again, it's got just some fringy detail that I wanted to add that looks better with the small Sharpie than the big one. And again, it's a nice accent is what I'm trying to say. Okay. All right, and that's all I wanted. Just something a little thinner than the big Sharpie, and to accent what it is. So for the rest of this, let's see. Because it's cloth, because it's we'll draw our hips real quick. Because it's the peacock feather over the big pant leg, I'm trying to decide. I know what we'll do. Let's finish up her hair real fast. I'm gonna draw the little parts where it's bound together and out. Bound together, and just kind of something like this. Okay. So here we're just going to draw big floofy pants. Big, real simple. So I've already drawn my anatomy, so I know where it's going to go. So I can just draw the big floofy of the pants. Again, I've already sketched it out, so I'm just not drawing randomly. I'm drawing where I've already sketched. Okay. All right, so that's why it helps to plan, because it told me where I was going to go with this. All right, so for the little peacock feather stuff that hangs down, I think I'm just going to do this. Watch, with the light thin Sharpie. This will kind of let me draw what I want to for the feather part, and so I can kind of do. Let's do this. Let's gonna do, because I want it hanging down in the actual pants. There we go. Perfect. So I can color it any way I want, and it looks subtle. It looks like there's something else over it. So all we got to do is finish up her feet, and we're good. Yeah, I tell you what. Let's put a little bit of detail in her. This looks bare to me. You know, we got to do something. There, like that. There we go. Okay, so let's finish up her feet. So I've got this one pointed out and this one just standing straight. So I'm going to draw her heel like this. And draw the foot down, and it's got like a over the toe little heel like that, or heel cover basically. And that's it for the foot. That's all I can really draw over here, right? Because her heel foot's kind of in there like that. And we'll try to add just a little bit of the bottom part. There we go. And this one's pointed down, so I'm just going to draw down to the cover like that. I'm going to draw this edge up. And again, because it's pointed down, you don't really see much, but you can see the toes. So let's draw a little bit of toes. And then to the front, like that. And that's all we're going to get in because, like I said, I got it pointed straight down. So I say we take care of the rest with color, make it look awesome. That is Jasmine from Aladdin. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.